The day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 366. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan. Wait. There's one more Robinson.
What's going on, man? Yeah, we didn't know this.
I didn't think we'd have to do it.
We did. I didn't think they were going to do a direct until like later in the summer.
I don't think they had anything, but we got to do it. Nintendo made us do this episode. We got to get into the Nintendo Direct.
So
it's crazy.
So Sony starts it off a week before everybody else, and then Nintendo does it like a week after everybody else.
Yep. It's kind of like a stealth drop. It was a stealth drop.
This is why I like E3, because we know they're going to put them all together. We're going to get it all out. We're going to get it all out.
Well, look, you got a nice surprise. You love being surprised. You love new things.
I do.
Right?
And because it's Nintendo, and that's what the show is just going to be about the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah,
just like E3 style. One last E3 style type of show. We're going to play a game of what's in Dan's cup. And I don't have a Nintendo cup, so I picked the next best thing, which was a red for Nintendo.
All
right. Our Boston PAX cup. I think I got this like 5 years ago. Maybe. I think I got
still in good condition.
So,
that's awesome.
Still in good condition.
And it's kind of a nice, deep, tall mug too, right? It's not one of those little shitty mugs.
Actually, no. It's a small mug.
Oh, it is? Oh, I hate it.
No. It's a small mug. Okay. The Spider-Man mug is like twice the size.
Okay, yeah, no. The Spider-Man mug is good because you can get your creamer, your milk, whatever you want to fuck with your coffee in there. You can get the coffee, and it doesn't spill over, right? It's enough for like an actual cup.
So if I get like a grande coffee from Starbucks, I can pour the whole thing. No, a venti cup. I can pour the whole thing in the Spider-Man cup. This is like half that right there. This is small. This is
visually small. It looks nice, but like on the functionality front, yeah.
All right, Dave. All right, let's get into it. Everything, well, almost everything, most things announced at the Nintendo June 2023 Direct.
I am surprised that we're talking about it because I didn't think there was going to be much. I thought Nintendo, we got Zelda and we're good, and that's fine because Zelda's so good. But
this is the first time since the launch of the Switch that we got a new Zelda game and now a new Mario game in the same year.
Oh,
all right,
I love it.
So we're just going to jump into the big stuff. We're not going to get through every little thing. We got the top 20 announcements, we should just coin it that. I picked the 20 announcements that, from the Direct. We got a brand new 2D Super Mario Brothers game called Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yep.
It's coming out October 20th. It lets you play as Mario, Luigi, Toad, Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, and Yoshi. I think this is the first game you can play as everybody, essentially.
That's right. And I gotta say, it looks great, and it's not just like, it's another 2D Mario game with like, some new stages and 4-player co-op. There's a lot of new stuff in here, right? Weird new power-ups, weird like level effects. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It looks like the developers they were on a trip. They were smoking something when they made this game. I wonder why they call it Super Mario Brothers Wonder, right? because it looks like there's like a flip world, like just like the original Zelda. You had like the upside down world if you Stranger Things, and here you got the dark side world. So you touch one of the flowers, which is kind of
a little bit trippy.
Yeah, a little trippy, and then you go into like a dark world where everything is going haywire, right?
Yeah. Mario gets like really tall and thin, right? He kind of like expands out, turns into an elephant.
But they don't really show that though. Like I wonder if you. There you go. I wonder if you actually see that, because you see like the shadow, like Mario's all black, right?
Yeah.
The lights are off, and then you could see him get really tall, and then I wonder if you actually see Mario in the light, super tall and thin, right?
It could be like a trick of the some sort of visual trick, right? There's maybe like some sort of light shining on him, and then it's like casting a large shadow. It looks cool. It's certainly something new in the 2D Mario space. It's not rehashing all the hits previously, like some of the games like Super Mario Brothers Wii and New Super Mario Brothers, and there was some innovation in there, but it was a lot of like, here's Mario again on a handheld in 2D.
So I think we got Odyssey, which was the 3D, Mario, right? And that's a console game. So I feel like this would have been Super Mario Wonder would have been like the handheld game if they had like a separate console handheld versions, right? I did see, I don't know if you peeped this, like you got regular coins and they have like some purple coins, purple looking coins. I wonder what those coins are for.
Right.
Those are like special coins, like from Super Mario Run, because in Super Mario Run you had regular coins and you had like special coins, which was the object of like they're put in the level, they're more difficult to collect, right? So I wonder what effect those purple coins, what they would give you in the world.
Well,
maybe you have to collect a certain amount of those purple coins to get the Wonder World, right?
Could be that. Could just be like a completion bonus. Could be currency for like an in-game shop. Maybe you buy different power-ups and items. There's a number of things it could be, and I'm excited for all of them because it's a breath of fresh air for the 2D Mario space.
And I like the animations, the Mario animations. Like he's running super fast and his hat's like
flying off the head,
in the wind, but it actually doesn't go off, right? So I thought that was cool. It looks like just like Sonic, you could swim up a waterfall.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like that's kind of weird. Like in the same year, you could like swim up a waterfall as Sonic and Mario.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm really digging it. I don't know how I feel about Mario. I don't know what they're gonna call it, but Mario the Elephant Mario. You've been animals in the past. A cat, a Tanuki suit, right? You've been a superhero in Super Mario World. I don't know how I feel about elephant, raccoon. I don't know how you feel about being an elephant.
Right.
I kind of feel like there's some water element to this.
Right. Pick it up with your trunk and throw it out as like a weapon or something. Sure.
Or just shooting water at people. I don't know.
Now, I know everybody was like, Odyssey 2, because it's just been a long enough time and you figure you're going to do a sequel to it. Are you happy, mad, upset that this is the next Mario game in line?
I prefer my, platformers, right? Like I'm a big platform guy. That is my number one, like, genre, besides, like, narrative-driven action games. They go, it's my number one right now just because we're talking about it. Like they can, if I get Uncharted 5, that'll be my number one.
Right.
So I'm not upset at it at all. Like I was clamoring for an Odyssey 2, but I'm not mad that we got Wonder because I'm wondering about it. I really want, we're going to talk about
the title was working its magic.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, no pun intended. I'm all for it.
Nice.
I was really excited. I'm more excited than anybody else. It seems like we're getting think about it. This is the first time in a long time, right, that we're getting a new Zelda and a new Mario game. Like that's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Other than the first Mario game, right? Because wait, when did the original Zelda come out? The same year?
87 in America.
87 in America. Okay, so was it? So this is the second time in history that we're getting Mario and Zelda, brand new games, same year, and it's the same console.
Right.
Crazy. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, sticking with Mario, we're getting another Mario game, but a remake. This is the year remakes, baby.
Dan's favorite.
And this is my favorite. Well, my top 3 favorite turn-based RPGs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 5, I told you about. You know that. Final Fantasy 7 and Super Mario RPG. And we're getting, this is the worst kept secret because there's rumors about this going crazy. We're getting Super Mario. Oh yeah, there's yeah.
Okay.
Rumors galore. We're getting Super Mario RPG remake, and it's coming in 2024.
It looks great.
Well, sorry, I thought it was coming out this year. It's coming out next year.
Okay. I saw some side by sides of.
Wait, let me double. As you talk, let me double.
Yeah, sure. So I saw some side by side screenshots of this, comparing like the shots in the trailer versus the original, and they are very, very, very faithful to the original, just HD up-resed and upgraded and all that. So I think that's a good thing, right? I think it's cool. Now, are there going to be points where they deviate, where it logically makes sense, or it would be better for gameplay or narrative storytelling and whatnot? We'll see. I don't know if the whole game is going to be 1-to-1, but there's a lot of stuff they did do right, and it's like cool to see those iconic scenes from Super Mario Bros. RPG in the new HD art style. So,
well, no, I was right the first time. It's coming out November 17th, so it is coming out this year.
Oh, great. There we go. Is another game onto the pile for this amazing stacked 2023, Dan. All right.
You're right. Listen, you're right.
This is wild. This is your kid. It's undeniable at this point.
I don't even need to come up with a theme for sort of one of the last episodes of the year, because that's always the hardest episode to come up with. Right. Because December, there's not a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Not a lot of news. Everybody's on vacation. Right.
All the games have more or less come out.
Yeah. I don't have to come up with a theme because I know one of the last episodes of the year we're going to talk about is this the greatest gaming year in history, and we're going to go over all the games that actually come out.
I've been saying it for the longest, man. It's wild. It's wild.
No, what's wild is that Nintendo's given us Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remastered. They announced that, not a remake. It's remastered. Essentially, they're up-resing a game that was on a 3DS and stuck on a 3DS and then bringing it to the Switch. And that's coming out in 2024. And they did drop alongside that we're getting a Princess Peach game that's in development that is also coming in 2024. Yep.
Last time we saw Princess Peach in her own outing was on the Nintendo DS, I believe. And that was cool. A lot of people loved it. It's good to see her getting her own game, being front and center, being the main protagonist. So definitely looking forward to that. These are all good announcements so far. I'm not, shocker, I'm sure I've mentioned it on the show before, not the biggest Super Mario RPG fan. I don't know. I will definitely give the new one.
Which is because you love Mario 3. This is
I do.
Is what you love. You love Mario 3 and you love RPGs.
The game was made. The game was made by then SquareSoft, now known as Square Enix. They're the ones that developed the game. So you get kind of that pedigree behind it. This was already after Final Fantasy 3 came out. I believe this was after Chrono Trigger came out. Obviously after Secret of Mana, all the other great 16 and 8-bit RPGs, as well as their other stuff that they put out. So I don't know. It just didn't really hit me in the same way. It is definitely like, not in a bad way, but it's like a pared down RPG. It's a little bit more simple, a little bit more like basic and like to the core of what the game is.
That's what RPG should be, especially if you want to expand it to people like me who don't like RPGs.
I get it. It certainly got a lot more people in the door and said, oh, hey, what is this new like genre thing? Let me go ahead and try and check it out. Well, but you can have a negative effect because Square did try this earlier with Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which was a pared down RPG. And that did not do very well. Now, Super Mario RPG did much better. They
because of the skin.
Mistakes.
It's definitely because of the skin.
I
But
mean, it
will
certainly
say,
helps. It certainly helps. And
does this
now,
open a door?
Go ahead.
What does this open a door for Square Nintendo to bring characters like Gino and was it Malo?
Mallow, yep. Mallow the Marshmallow. Yep.
To to other games, other franchises, or even maybe a sequel?
Well, I will say Gino and Smash.
I think Smash is done. Smash is done.
Well, no. The current iteration of Smash is done. But
yes.
The fact that
so a new Smash.
The fact that Nintendo and Square could come to some agreement, because Square has the development rights or whatever it is. They have that's obviously the Mario IP, but the original characters like Mallow and Gino are, I think, owned by Square. So there's that. So if they're able to do this, Gino, I feel, will be in the next Smash.
What if they did like a Square versus Nintendo Smash Brothers? Because I think the next Smash, we already had Smash Ultimate.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I think the next Smash needs to be something totally different on the new console.
You want like a Street Fighter Cross Tekken type situation, but good?
Yes. Well, we're not going to talk about that. I thought it was okay. But yes, I think maybe like a lot of characters from Square Enix versus Nintendo characters in a Smash Brothers game. I
would love that. That would be awesome if it was like half and half, right? Did it like Marvel vs. Capcom style, right? Split it down the middle. Here's your Squaresoft characters, here's your Nintendo characters. They could totally do it. Now, the only problem with that, or the only issue that they'd have to come together with, because Smash does have a few Final Fantasy characters. Most notably,
does have Cloud,
Sephiroth and Cloud, right? They're both in the game, and they are sword characters. And they are, Final Fantasy VII does get very adult and violent at certain points. So they had to work within the confines of Smash. They'd have to find the right type of tone for the game. Would be
It's a Smash tone. Make it a Smash tone.
Oh, then you should just make a new Smash game with more SquareSoft characters, and then you're
no. You got to theme it. You got to theme it because I think after you go Ultimate, it's hard to do anything else, right? It's hard for anything else. It's a pretty definitive word,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think they would have to sort of theme it to be Nintendo versus Square.
Mm-hmm. I would be all about it. I would be all about it. Yeah.
But all right, so Mario RPG aside, Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, that would bring all the Luigi's Mansion games to the Switch, because they did, right? That would bring all the Luigi's. The first one is on the Switch as well, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
And then the Princess Peach game, I'm curious to see what type of game it is. Like when I first saw it, I thought this was like a 3D style game, 3D style Mario game. Mm-hmm. But then everyone keeps talking about it looks like a side-scrolling 2.5D game.
I think it's going to have the art style of the Paper Mario games and be a side-scrolling platformer.
I definitely like the original Peach game, but I want to know, is anybody from the Mario universe going to be in it as well? Even if Mario's not in it, Mario's, will it be Yoshi? Will it be Toad? You got to have Toad in here.
They're gonna have pretty much everybody, I would assume, in some sort of cameo form. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. This was killer for people who love this game, and I really like this game. The original Detective Pikachu, and now we have this sequel. We got Detective Pikachu 2.
Aptly titled.
Is it? It's a new bright and colorful 3D action. No, it's not. It is legit detective game with Pokemon in it, and it's coming out October 6th.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
I will say this: I'm happy we're getting a sequel, but it looks like a 3DS game on the Switch, in my view. Yeah. The visuals don't look great for the Switch, for what we know the Switch can do. So, this is, I don't know if they were working on this for the 3DS, and obviously 3DS is pretty much dead, and they had to sort of port this to the Switch, but it definitely doesn't look like a Switch game, in my view. but I'm still excited for it because I like the first Detective Pikachu game. I didn't finish it. I did play some, and I would have to redo the whole thing. I don't remember anything from it. Right. I did take it with me on vacation.
Yeah.
I remember I took it with me on vacation and played some of it. So I definitely, played it on the plane. But I want to get back into it.
It's solid.
We got a new game, new IP called Penny's Big Breakaway. It's a new, colorful 3D action platformer from the team that made Sonic Mania. And your main character is called Penny, and Penny has a yo-yo. Don't know if the yo-yo is like the main mechanic, the attack mechanic and stuff. But I don't know if the yo-yo is alive in the sense that it's like its own character. I don't. That wasn't clear from the presentation, but
yeah, that's
an interesting name, Penny, and with the yo-yo essentially.
Right. I vaguely remember this from the presentation. Now, not to put any shade on it, but there's just a lot of good stuff. This is a brand new IP, so but looking back at the screenshots now, I do kind of remember it. It does look cool. It certainly seems fitting. Yeah,
brand new action platformer game. I'm down for it. I'm all for it. I'm all no release date. At least I didn't see a release date on there, but definitely. If it's a 2024 game, which I hope it is, because 2023 is stacked.
Yep.
I would all be about this. I just want it to be better than Ukulele. That's just be better than Ukulele.
It's not a hard bar to jump over.
Good game, good ideas. Needed some work on it.
Needed a little more time on the hopper. Yeah.
A game that's also coming out this year, Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince, coming out December 1st. Pretty much looks like a Dragon Quest game with Pokemon in it. I didn't even know that there was other Dragon Quest monster games. There was Dragon Quest Monster.
Started all the way back on the Game Boy or Game Boy Color, I think. Yeah, that goes way back.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
There is a storied history in this kind of spin-off franchise from the main DQ storyline.
I know Dragon Quest Monsters Joker and Joker 2 that were on the DS. I didn't realize that they went all the way back to the Game Boy.
I believe so, yeah. DQ Monsters, I think, like 1 and 2, I think were the first two, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
All right, well, is this, correct me if I'm wrong, is this our first new Dragon Quest game, like on the Switch, or were there other Dragon Quest games?
No, I think Dragon Quest Builders.
Well, other than Builders, like to me, I think that mainline Dragon Quest.
Yeah, like DQ11 came to Switch eventually, like the special edition of it, or the gold edition, or the complete edition, which had a bunch of extra stuff in it. So that came to the Switch like I don't know, like a year or two ago, maybe.
Okay.
And I'm a little upset because I have the Dragon Quest. I think it's like Dragon Quest 11S or something like that, and it has a ton more stuff in it. But I don't want to rebuy the game again just for all the extra stuff, and I don't know if your save file carries over and whatnot. But there is a lot of new stuff in there. It's crazy. There's like a whole 2D version of the game in S, right? Because Dragon Quest 11 is a complete 3D adventure. They made it like the old school NES and Super Nintendo ones, like the whole entire game, which is wild.
We're getting a new WarioWare game. It's the second one on the Switch, called WarioWare Move It. And it's coming out November 6th.
Yep.
Wario games are always little puzzle games. I really wish, and they're not going to do it for the Switch. It's, we're moving on from the Switch eventually. The next iteration of whatever the Nintendo hardware is going to come in the next 2 to 3 years. I don't think it's coming in 2024. I'm sorry, people. The 2024 could be the swan song for the Switch. 2025 at the earliest.
I've been saying it for the last 5 years.
But But we had a Wario game on the Wii that was a Wario. We had a Wario game on the Wii that was like a Wario action platformer, and that's what I would love to have.
WarioWare 4. I think that was the one. Yeah, or WarioWare Shake It, maybe.
Shake It.
Yeah.
Shake It.
Yeah, which was great. It was great.
That was great.
I don't know how far off that would be. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. There was a lot in the series that were like Wario as the main character, a side scroller thing. Yeah, I'd love to see it too. They're really great games, all the way back to the first one.
Well, they love Nintendo loves to theme, like, especially like a new game with the Mario name in it, right? Like, because it was Super Mario Land, 3,
Yep.
Wario Land or something like that,
Yep.
right?
Mario World,
Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, which is really a Yoshi game, not a Mario game. So they like to do that just to introduce new franchises. So
Right.
I was excited about this next announcement. We're getting Batman Arkham Trilogy on the Switch. We get all 3 Rocksteady Batman games: Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, with all DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see how they're gonna do Arkham Knight on the Switch. I can understand Asylum and City because those were 360 PS3 games, right? Where Arkham Knight was a PS4 Xbox One game.
It was an early. It was early. I think maybe 2014, 2015 it came out.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a current gen console at the time. It wasn't cross gen at all.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to do some work. Yeah, for sure.
But I love the fact there's all DLC that's going to be in it. I guess my biggest question is, how is everything going to be on the little Switch cart?
Oh,
like, will it be? Can it fit? Or am I going to get just Batman Arkham Asylum on there and I got to download everything else?
I thought your question was going to be, how long is it going to take Dave to beat Arkham City on the Switch now? Because now he can just take it and play it wherever, which I'm going to do.
So it'll take you, since it took you, 5 years?
4 years to beat Arkham Asylum. Okay. Now, that was on the hardest mode, and I didn't give up. I kept coming back to the well, and I finally beat Bane, and then beat the game, because Bane was the toughest part.
If you do it on its hardest,
I will.
And you could play now on the train, I think it'll take you 3 years to beat it.
3 years. Well,
we'll shave a year off.
Okay, you're gonna go wild with that. Well, I'm gonna say that you're gonna get the first one on the disc, and the rest of it's gonna be download.
Then I have no reason for it.
You have to be wiling out if you think they're gonna spend money on a larger cartridge and put all 3 games on the cartridge. No,
that would be nice. Well, you know what? Put all 3 games on a cartridge and just have the DLC as downloadable content.
Well, the DLC is probably the smallest part of all that stuff. But, I mean, if they could do that, that would be a little better, right? Because then you get the self-contained experience, and then if you want the DLC, you can just get it. They should do that. I think maybe they'll fit 1 and 2 on there, and the third one you'll have to download. I don't know, but...
So, they announced something that was pretty cool, different, right? This game called Myth Force. Its art style is inspired by Saturday morning cartoons or / Dragon's Lair from the 80s. All right, it's a first-person combat game, first-person combat rogue-like adventure game.
I like all of those things you just said, Dan.
You lost me at roguelike. I know. So, it looks cool. I love the fact that it's an action game, though.
Yeah.
And the art style, definitely Saturday morning. Yeah. It gave me, when I first saw it, I thought it was Dragon Tales, like a sequel of some kind.
Wait, Dragon Tales?
Right? I mean, Dragon's Lair.
Oh.
Dragon's Lair.
I was like, I don't, it's like a show for babies.
Yeah. I don't even know what Dragon Tale is.
Oh, Dragon Tale's the thing, man, but it's like for 2-year-olds. Yeah.
No, Dragon's Lair. I thought it was like a Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, it's definitely got that vibe. It looks super cool. I am definitely about this, and it's a new IP. Love it.
Yeah,
love to see it on the Nintendo stage. It's good stuff.
Then we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 5. It adds a new bathroom course. It's a brand new course.
Yep.
Funny enough, I didn't know if they were doing new courses. I thought they were porting older courses.
Most of them. Yeah, the last one had one new course. Wave 4 definitely had one new course. I think Wave 3 also had one new course. A lot of them are from Mario Kart Tour because they've already built those out. They just port them over, put a little polish on them. But we do have a couple new courses out of the whole series so far.
Okay, so we're getting a new course that's all about cleaning products and looks like you're in a bathroom.
One
and
level.
Three new playable characters: Petey Piranha, Wiggler, and Kamek.
Yeah,
So-
Petey Piranha was last seen on Mario Kart Double Dash as
Double
like
Dash, yes.
one of the hardest characters to unlock. Him and King Boo, I think, were like ridiculously hard to do. So good to see those guys. Good to see Kamek come back, I think, from the N64 version. I think that was the
No,
last
it wasn't
time.
on.
No?
It wasn't on
I thought he
N64
was.
version.
Okay, maybe
Probably
it was the
Double
Game
Dash,
Boy. I think
too.
he was on one other one. I think they had Kamek in there.
Okay.
I love him. He's definitely not used as much as he should be.
Then I knew this was coming. If they did do Nintendo Direct, we're getting a new Splatoon Splatfest, all themed around ice cream. Vanilla, strawberry, or mint chocolate chip. You get to pick your flavor, or pick your team. And
I'm sorry. I hate
July 14th through 16th.
I hate mint in any form. I hate mint chocolate chip.
Whoa. Don't let people hear you say that. Some people love mint
I will
chocolate chip.
sing it proud, Dan. We may have to name it this episode. Dave hates mint, or mint is the worst ice cream flavor. I'm sorry. I like a mint. I like a breath freshener mint. That is where that begin and ends. Don't put it in my chocolate. Don't put it in my fruit. Don't put it in my anything. I don't like it. Don't put it in my drink. Don't like it. It's a weird combo. I'm sorry.
Do you like mint chocolate chip margaritas?
No. God. Mint chocolate, alcohol, and look, maybe my palate's not that sophisticated. I don't care. I don't want it. Don't put it anywhere near me.
Okay. All right. Stay away from you.
Sorry. I'm bringing out the hot takes then.
Okay.
Hot takes for the hot summer.
We'll call this episode, peanut butter chocolate 2.
Redux?
Chocolate
Peanut
chip.
butter chocolate redux. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Since Pikmin 4 is coming out, we had to get a new gameplay trailer with this. This is coming out July 21st. You get a new companion, you get a dog friend called Ochi, who can carry items, smash obstacles, and become a flotation device for you and your Pikmin. You're also able to go off an adventure at night for the first time in the series.
Right.
And
in the original, or all up to the third one, I think you'd have to go back.
You have to go back to the ship before it gets nightfall. I mean, the enemies are harder at night, but at least you get to go out and explore at night. And there's a demo coming out June 28th, which I definitely will be downloading because I dig the Pikmin series, especially since I loved Hey Pikmin, which was the first Pikmin game I ever played, which isn't like Pikmin at all.
No.
And then I played Pikmin 3, I believe, for Saturday Morning Retro, so I really got into Pikmin.
Yeah. Well, it's
digging it.
I like the new features that are in 4. Yeah, it's kind of going to freshen up the series a little bit, and I think it needs it because Pikmin isn't, it's not in their all-star S tier. It's not up there with Zelda, Mario, and Metroid and all that. Even though it is very good, and all the games are pretty solid, it's a Miyamoto creation, so he has a hand in all these games. But it's good to see they're kind of shaking it up a little bit. So,
all right, a couple of quick takes. Most of these are games that we already knew. They already got announced at other showcases, but they're coming to the Switch as well, and of course Amiibo. So we got HD version of Pikmin 1 and 2 headed to Nintendo Switch eShop digitally. You can get that now or physically September 22nd. I love the way they do that because it sort of benefits both sides. You can play it now, or if you're a collector like me, you can wait till September and pick that up. Hopefully supplies aren't scarce. We knew about Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1, but now we know it's coming to the Switch October 24th. Vampire Survivors, right? That's being ported to the Switch this August, and it'll come with couch co-op.
That's
big.
Cool. Yeah,
I know you're a big Vampire Survivors fan.
I love it. I love it because one dude, I believe, this guy Punkle, and he put it out in early access for a long while on PC, on like Steam. And I got it for like, I don't know, $5, maybe even been on sale from $5 or whatever. he had it at a really low price because he was still working on it, still like building it up, and it was a pretty. There was a lot of stuff to do, and he just kept adding more and more and more, adding new stages, new power-ups, new synergies, and just tirelessly. And every time I went back to play it, there'd be a new update with new stuff. And now I think they're past version 1.0, so the full version is out. I think the price has gone up a little bit, which is fine, because that man puts in the work, and you do get a lot for the price. I love it. I don't know if the PC version has any sort of co-op. Obviously not couch co-op because, they probably wouldn't do that for the PC. But they may have online co-op, which would be kind of neat. I think that's kind of a neat feature to see. Yeah, I'm about it. I don't know if I'm going to pick the Switch version up because I just play it on the PC, But yeah, glad to see it's coming to Switch at least.
Well, Nintendo they had to give me a little bit of a fix for my amiibo addiction, right? Because The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we did get a Link amiibo, but now we're gonna get a Zelda and Gandalf amiibo. Why didn't you just put them out at the same time? Why do I have to wait? Why do I have to wait?
Did you say Gandalf? I think you meant Ganondorf.
Gandalf. Well, Gandalf. Yeah. Same thing.
Gandalf the Grey, Bilbo, Link. Yeah, they're all the same. It's fine.
No. It's Luke Link.
Luke Link. Okay. Now you're mixing in Star Wars too. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. Yeah, I get it. Maybe they should have been out at launch. They probably just weren't ready.
3 amiibo. It should have just been all 3 amiibo.
Well, I mean, you're gonna buy them regardless. It's
Why do I have to wait? What's the issue?
I don't know. You just hankering to have more plastic on your shelf?
Yes, I am.
Well, okay, then
And what kind of goodies are they going to give me in Tears of the Kingdom? Because I'm probably not going to be playing Tears of the Kingdom about time these come out later this year.
Best situation, you'll get a unique piece of armor. But most likely it's probably going to be some items themed around the character, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ganondorf may give you, like, the weird bow that you can get from one of his creations that are in the game. I'll just say that. There's a specific bow that you get from a Ganondorf-like enemy that you fight. So maybe they'll give you that and a couple pieces of meat. Maybe Zelda gives you a couple of rupees and some fish or something. I don't know. That's what most of them give you. They don't really give you anything super secret. They don't really give you armor pieces or whatever else. I think one of them does give you a Epona. I think maybe the Ocarina of Time Link gives you, Epona. But most of them are just like items and food and whatnot, which is awesome because you can do it like once a day and re-up on like a bunch of stuff. So I have like
400. I have like 400 arrows, man. I'm telling you.
Yes, there you go. You're ready to fight some Gleeoks. It's good stuff.
So we got that. We got our Dance, Just Dance fix.
Of course.
Dance the Night Away with a new trailer. Just Dance 2024 edition. Of course, they started the show off with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Hidden Treasure expansion that's coming this fall. We knew this was coming. This was like, a rumored thing that Persona 5 Tactica was getting. We got a new gameplay trailer that's coming out for the Switch November 17th. And Sonic Superstars gets a new gameplay trailer because it's coming to the Switch in the fall. And I did look this up. I can't find the last time we got a new Sonic game and Mario game in the same year. Brand new.
Oh, I think that's happened a ton.
I looked it up. Couldn't see. I couldn't see.
Really? Sonic's been they were cranking out 3D Sonic games all throughout the 2000s, and they were making Mario games at less of a clip, but still putting them out. Sunshine, Galaxy 2.
Yeah, and it was always like the next. And it was always the next year we got the Sonic.
Wow, all right. It just happened to fall that way. All right, I could see that. I would honestly bet money that there was one year that they crossed over, but okay.
So, Dave, how would you rate Nintendo's Summer Direct 2023?
A. Sorry. A. I'm giving it an A.
Wow, okay.
I was so surprised. Now, I'm giving it an A with a caveat, though, because
wow,
I was not expecting Nintendo to show up in any way, shape, or form. I'm like, you don't have anything for the rest of the year, but they did. And granted, there was a lot of ports and updates and, you know, moving stuff forward to the Switch, but we did get brand new games that are coming out this year, you know. So big props to Nintendo to having something coming out right now. Obviously, there was no Metroid, but wasn't necessarily expecting that. You know, there wasn't the rumor mill wasn't high on that one.
People were disappointed that we didn't get Metroid. That was the biggest disappointment.
Sure.
A lot of people that Metroid wasn't even mentioned at all.
Sure.
And that tells me it's not ready.
Well,
near ready.
I think at this point they're going to hold off Metroid, and it may even be a launch title, which would be a first for the next Nintendo console. Because, like, at this point, we know that, you know, Furukawa has stated a couple of things that, you know, he's not really necessarily thinking about a next generation console or whatever else, but he has acknowledged that, you know, the console sales have been going down a little bit. And I don't really know if a new Metroid game is not going to get people to buy any new systems. But a new Metroid game on a new console would get people to buy that new console, and it would be incredible. And it would give Retro enough time to really put the polish on it. You know, considering that we know that Tears of the Kingdom was done about a year ago, but they're like, no, let's make it the best version possible, and they spent a whole year working on the performance of it.
I give it an A as well.
Okay. Okay.
I give it an A as well. I was disappointed there was no Metroid, but I was also disappointed no new hardware, but I think this was going to happen. I think we're going to get an OLED Switch Lite with Metroid Prime 4. I don't think Metroid is going to be a launch game for the next console.
I know it's not their biggest franchise, but it would be a solid game to push forward, and
it would.
Since there's no mention of a new Mario game or a new Donkey Kong game or anything else, and you know, Metroid not the best selling, like Zelda and Mario are top of the thing, and Pokemon are top of the charts, but it would be a big get.
I think we're gonna get Odyssey 2 for whatever the new console is. Like Odyssey 2 would be that game, right? Since we got Zelda, the biggest, you know, everybody's saying is like the best game of all time, or at least the best Zelda game of all time. And
it's up there
like now.
It's up there.
So like 2 or 3 years from now, when the new console comes out, we're gonna get Mario Odyssey 2. That's why they're giving us a 2D or 2.5D Mario side-scrolling game now.
Right. Something to hold us over.
I do think they're gonna give us a limited edition OLED Switch Lite with Metroid on it.
Maybe no one's gonna buy it though. Like
I'm gonna buy it.
Get more people to buy it. Yeah,
I'm gonna buy this.
The collectors are gonna buy it.
I'm
but
gonna buy it.
That's only like maybe 100,000, 200,000, maybe.
I don't think Metroid Prime is gonna be on the next console. Maybe it'll be like a crossover. I don't think it'll be a launch game.
Do you want to make a gentleman's wager on that? You want to make a friendly bet? Gentleman's wager.
That it's well, okay.
Launch title for the next console. Yes.
Do you think they would do? Okay, let me ask you this: do you think they would do like a Mario or Zelda game and Metroid as launch games, or would they do one major franchise with smaller games as a launch game in a launch window? I think of the new console.
That's a very good question. It would make for a stellar lineup. It would be pretty epic. And Nintendo has known to hold their franchises, so I do think Metroid's going to be held. At this point in time, they're not going to have egg on their face for a second time. They're gonna probably hold it, put their best foot forward for the Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called. I think there's going to be an enhanced version of Tears of the Kingdom. And to answer your question, I think we may get a new 3D Mario game as a launch title as well. So now you have 3 heavy hitters for your brand new console. Everyone's going to want one.
I say it depends on when the game is when the new console comes out. Because they said they're going to support the Switch for 10 years, right? So it's from 2017 to 2027.
You're going to get a lot of cross.
We got another 4 years of the Switch.
You're going to get a lot of cross games on there. I think the new Switch will be out before 2027.
If the new console comes out next year, where people are speculating like they're going to announce it next year, then yes, I think Metroid Prime 4 will come out on the next console.
Okay.
They may not have a Mario Odyssey though. That's
okay. My question still remains though.
But if it comes out, if you're like me, I think it's going to come out after either 2025 or afterwards. Then I think they don't hold. I think Metroid is next year, no matter what. I think that's my argument. I think Metroid Prime 4 is next year. So if the new hardware isn't out next year, it doesn't matter because it's coming on a Switch. They'll probably do a special edition. I'm hopeful for a Switch OLED Lite, Switch Lite OLED.
That I don't think they're going to do. No.
Which is on the table for you, but they will do a special edition for Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah. So it all depends on when their new hardware comes out. Because I don't think it's coming out. I don't think it's. I'll take the bet I'll take the bet only if the hardware is.
Well, we don't know when the hardware is coming out, so I'll present this bet to you then. Do you think new hardware in the next 2 years, or are they going to wait? Because then that would also assume that Metroid will be a launch title.
At the earliest, 2025.
At the earliest 2020, so definitely not next year. Yeah,
definitely next year. They may announce it next year, but I don't think it's coming out next year. 2025 is the.
I don't think they're going to announce it that far ahead. I don't think they're going to. Remember what they did with the Switch? They officially announced it in like December, and it came out in March.
January.
Or January, yeah, and it came out like 2 months later. They held that in their chest for so long, and then they're like,
I know,
threw out the Spirit Bomb, the big Kamehameha wave, and they're like, bam, and everyone's like, oh my god, I want one. So, yeah,
I think we were missing like one more big game for me to give it an A+.
Oh yeah. It was great. Don't get me wrong, but I was expecting very little from Nintendo.
Okay. Yeah. We both gave it an A.
Yeah.
Both gave it an A.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Well, that is it. Hopefully for E3 season or the Jeff Keighley Presents the Games season. And that's definitely the end of episode 366. That is in the books, folks. And we want to thank you guys for listening to the show, for liking, commenting, and doing all the good stuff that you guys do. If you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. So please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.